Aloha and welcome to Island Living. On this episode, we'll be stopping in at Original Hawaiian Chocolate on the Big Island, where chocolate is aloha. Come along as we also visit a village of artful provisioners known as the Shops at Kukuiula on Kauai. Then we'll be meeting up with Hawaii Five-0 casting director Rachel Sutton to get the inside scoop on one of TV's hottest shows. Finally, we'll take a closer look at the history of the town of Kona on the sunny coast of the Big Island. Stay with us as we bring you spectacular images of the people and places that make life in Hawaii so unique. This is Island Living. For our first story, let's visit the slopes of Hawaiian on the Big Island, home of the first homegrown, American, 100% Hawaiian bean chocolate in the world, the Original Hawaiian Chocolate Factory. We'll learn the basics of the cacao bean harvesting, the 5 steps in the chocolate making process, and we'll visit their factory to see how their delicious Hawaiian-made chocolate is made.
Along the slopes of Hualalai Mountain on the island of Hawaii, cacao trees are nurtured by rich volcanic soil, gentle island rains, and tropical sunshine. We are the first to grow, hand-pick, sun-dry and process only Hawaiian-grown cocoa bean. The island of Hawaii, which is located at 18 degrees, is an ideal location to cultivate cacao. The trees at the Original Hawaiian Chocolate Factory are forastero, and 85% of the world's chocolate comes from this variety of tree. Forastero is the tree of choice because of its higher yield. The trees are cauliflory and rampiflory. Cauliflory means the blossoms and fruit grow from the stalks, stems, and trunks of the trees. Rampiflory means limbs with flowers, so likewise, the flowers and fruit will come on the limbs of the tree. At certain times of the year, you can hardly see the bark on the trees because of all the clusters of blooms, as many as 10 to 20,000 on each tree. The little pod, called a shiril, takes 5 months to grow to full ripeness. After the pod has been on the trunk or limb of the tree for 145 days, there is a window of 8 to 10 days when the pod will start to make a color transition from unripe to ripe. The cocoa beans have a white coating called puma. Each bean has the ability to generate its own surface heat called exothermal energy, which helps to remove the puma coating, revealing a shell. When the beans are removed from the pod, they are placed in a wooden bin constructed of untreated timber called a sweat box. Weighing 500 to 600 pounds, this mound of beans will heat up to 122 degrees, and the white puma will transform into a clear liquid that will drain through the beans, out through the slats, onto the ground, a process called sweating the beans. Inside the box is an atmosphere of natural acids, specifically acidic and lactic acid. Eventually, those acids will infiltrate into the beans combined with the natural citric acids already in the bean, and it is these 3 acids that kill the bean and jumpstart the development. When the beans come out of the sweat box, they have a strong smell, but once they are placed in the sun on the drying racks, the odor goes away in a few days. The beans also come out plump with 50% moisture, which will be reduced to 7% as they are sun-dried for the next 22 to 28 days of continuous sunshine. It takes approximately 6 months before a cocoa bean is ready to be made into chocolate. Cultivated 5 months on the tree, managed another month on the ground.
Now there are 5 steps to convert a cocoa bean or cacao bean into an edible piece of chocolate: cleaning, roasting, winnowing, conching, and tempering.
At the Original Hawaiian Chocolate Factory, the drying racks are opened every morning and the beans are culled to remove extraneous matter and immature beans. The second step is roasting, where the flavor of the bean is locked in. Cocoa beans are roasted using a coffee roaster. Step 3, The winnower removes the shell and breaks the bean into nib. The nibs now move to step 4, called conching. The conch has 36 carbon steel blades like a fan turbine on a jet engine. The first 2 hours will grind the nib to a concentrated liquid called liquor. At the start of the 13-hour second ingredient run, all the necessary components for milk or dark chocolate are added, and then the steel blades turn, loosen and tighten methodically and slowly to mix all the ingredients very thoroughly. Once the chocolate is finished, either milk or dark, it goes to the holding tank for step 5, tempering. At this point, the chocolate is being moved very slowly. By physically stirring the chocolate very slowly and lowering the temperature very methodically from 120 degrees down to 86 degrees, the molecular configuration of unstable cocoa butter crystals is forced to convert to stable cocoa butter crystals, giving the chocolate a satin sheen and a nice snap, which assists with demolding. And finally, the finished product, 100% original Hawaiian chocolate in individual bars, chocolate lovers 1-pound bars, bite-sized plumerias, and all sorts of other delicious chocolate treats. Mahalo for visiting our little piece of paradise. And remember, chocolate is aloha.
Welcome to Ono Yo, serving naturally simple frozen yogurt that's deliciously good for you since 2010. We use the highest quality ingredients like real fruit, plain Greek yogurt, and fresh, seasonal, and local toppings. Here, you'll find unique local flavors like jackfruit, lilikoi, and papaya. Choose one of our tempting creations or build your own special bowl. Come join us and relax in our fun seating area. Treat yourself today.
Welcome to Kayak Wailua. Our family water sports business began on the Wailua River in 1974. We are open 7 days per week from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Our kayaking adventure offers a perfect blend of kayaking on glassy water, hiking through a rainforest, and swimming, picnicking, and photo taking at the base of Secret Falls. We offer a private parking lot when you check in at 4565 Hale'ilio Road in Kapa'a behind Brick Oven Pizza. This adventure is fun for the whole family from toddlers to seniors. Come play with us. Call 808-822-3388.
Welcome to La Pahoehoe Train Museum. So the trains ran from 1909 till 1946, and in 1946 the tsunami hit and destroyed all of our rolling stock. There's much more than just a train museum. It includes sugar plantations and parts of the tsunami history. Kids love coming here. There's a place right on the lanai where they can play on the model train room, as well as going outside and watch the model trains running. Don't miss this opportunity to take a trip back in time at the La Pahoehoe Train Museum.
For our next story, we'll be taking a trip over to the island of Kauai to experience the community of Kukuiula, where the shops have both an easy ambiance as a sugar town and a local culture for all the senses. Along with the varied shops and dining opportunities at the shops, there's also the fresh fun of a weekly culinary market and a monthly art walk sponsored by the many eclectic galleries of the village.
When we designed Kukuiula, one of the things that we recognized was really important is that we wanted to have a, what we were calling in the planning process, a convening place.
We're sitting on the second floor in Kukuiula Village, and it's stunning. The synergy between, just in my industry, the restaurant industry, we have Merriman's right across from us, which is an outstanding fish house. And Jocelyn's is a famous chef right on the same level as we are in the mall. So we can actually talk to each other and borrow sugar from our decks.
We're more of a cafe, kind of a casual thing with the pizzas and you know, small plates, of course. And then there are all kinds of retail shops, surf shops, and sunglasses, stuff like that. So it's just the whole spectrum here. Most of it real nice, real fine.
Well, I think it's just now it's becoming like a restaurant road here. You know, there's they are going to open I guess a sushi bar and a fish market, and I think ultimately there's going to be another 1 or 2 restaurants probably coming in. So it gives a chance to people to come in and decide what they want to do at this point. You know, eat here or eat there, or do this or do that. You know.
Wednesday for the farmers market, it's really busy here. Thursday is really busy because people, they've been here Wednesday night and they see, wow, there's all these shops. I can have breakfast here. There's dinner down the way. So Thursdays are very busy.
It's absolutely a great idea because it really makes this shopping center alive, and it gives the people an opportunity to meet the farmers, meet all the people that try to do foods, you know, on this island. You know, that it could be jam or kimchi or nuts, you know, or selling fruits or vegetables. So it's a good meeting point, a good community place to meet. And then after that, when people finish shopping, they usually come and have either a sangria, have some drinks, or have some tapas.
My favorite part of that experience is that as you look around at who's there, you know, who's at the table next to you, it's a perfect kind of blend of local people who come there and enjoy being there, visitors to the island, Kukuiula residents, and it just feels so special to have a place where the whole island can come together, you know, kind of hang out and have fun and get to know each other.
Having grown up in a Saimin stand, it's inevitable that we continue this tradition by serving locals and passerbys for the past 20 years. And we take the time to make their noodles fresh daily.
Aloha, welcome to Shige Saimin, home of Wahiawa's best homemade Saimin and burgers.
You have to try our small Saimin.
What about our large wonton min with the terry burger?
What about the barbecue sticks?
What about our loco moco?
What about the famous fried noodles?
Located across from Zippy's on 70 Kukui Street, our hours are Monday through Thursday, 10 to 10, Friday through Saturday, 10 to midnight.
Pam and Bob Cooper would like to welcome you to the original Hawaiian Chocolate Factory, the first processing plant for making chocolate in the state of Hawaii and home of original Hawaiian chocolate. We are the first to grow, handpick, sun-dry and process only Hawaiian-grown cocoa beans, non-blended to assure purity and quality. The result is a unique and delicious signature chocolate of distinctive texture and taste.
Bouchon's Grill and Sushi Bar, a full lunch and dinner menu from the grill. The first and foremost sushi on the North Shore, and you've got the bar. We've got it all. Contemporary casual. Bouchon's Grill and Sushi Bar, located at Hanalei in North Shore's Chingyang Village. Open every day, except during storms, floods, or tsunamis.
Next, we'll sit down for a conversation with Rachel Sutton, the casting director of Hawaii's hit drama Hawaii Five-O. We'll learn about what she did prior to becoming a casting director, we'll hear the words of advice given to her by her father that set her on her current path, and we'll hear her words of wisdom to other aspiring actors and filmmakers.
Aloha, and welcome to Island Living TV. For today's guest, we have Rachel Sutton.
Hi, nice to meet you guys. Welcome to my office.
This is so cool to, we're here in your office today. Thank you very much for being a guest.
No problem.
What was your journey like leading to your current career?
I was living out on the North Shore. Blue Crush had just been filming out there, and I met a lot of those people. And I was going through sort of a hard time with the job I had had. I was teaching school. Really was struggling with that. It was leaving me very unfulfilled, sadly, and I thought it was going to be a career that I would have for my whole life. And so I was slightly confused about what I was going to do, and my dad actually had some really great advice for me. He said, Rachel, you know, you have to find something in life that you love to do and do it. And you may not be that successful at first, and you may not make any money at first, but as long as you love doing it, you'll be able to do it for your whole life and enjoy it, and that's really, you know, quality of life. Been a huge television and film sort of fanatic my whole life, and there it was in my backyard. They were filming a movie, and I was like, well, I'm really interested in that kind of stuff. Never really thought there was a career there, but I just figured, well, no time like the present to just try something new. And so I did. I started to just take any work I could get, you know, PA jobs on anything, and one day I ended up in a casting office. I loved the idea of, you know, putting faces and textures to, you know, these scripts that we get that are just words on a page, and then you build this living, breathing, you know, art form. And that was it. I was sort of hooked. I've got to work with some incredible people, some incredible directors and producers, and I'm really fortunate. I mean, I've been huge fans of some of the shows I've got to work on, and that's always like a highlight. Did a few episodes of ER very early on doing extras, and I was a big fan of that show, so that was amazing. Then, of course, Lost. You know, Lost changed my life. My producers, Gene Higgins and Jack Bender, really put a whole lot of faith in me and supported me, and they really did. They changed my life. They gave me opportunities that I wouldn't have ever dreamed of. And of course, presently, Hawaii 5-0. I was just really, really happy when Peter Lenkoff called me and, you know, asked me to do the show. I've always wanted to cast a show in Hawaii about Hawaii, yay, and not be pretending to be some other place, like almost everything I've ever done before.
What do you like most about your job?
Overall, it would be the people that I work for. I've mentioned it before, incredibly inspired by all of them. The people I work with here in my office, my staff, they're amazing, they're incredible. They're out there working very hard as we speak, casting our last finale. And then lastly, the people that we hire. Every extra, every actor, we really come to know them. They become sort of like our extended family. You know, we do these meet and greets every month with all the people that are signing up to do background. And, you know, I tell them, I say, you know, you're going to work for us a couple of times, and you're going to be a part of our family. And I mean, that's really how we look at it. And so it's really, yeah, overall, I'd have to say the people.
Would you like to finish up with any encouraging advice you can give to aspiring actors or filmmakers out there?
I think it kind of goes back to what my dad told me like 10 years ago or something, which is, you know, do something because you love doing it. And I think in this business, we often all start out not making any money and really struggling, you know, whether you're an actor or a filmmaker or whatever. And as long as you're really enjoying what you're doing and you're working really hard at it, the success will, you know, it will come down the road, but you just have to stay persistent. And what I always tell people is just work. You know, take jobs that you're offered. I hear so many times people say, well, I don't want to go back to being a PA, or I don't want to, you know, be a camera. I don't want to be a camera loader again. I want to shoot, you know. And it's like, well, you know what? You never know who you're going to meet on that next job that might offer you the job that you actually really want. So just work, you know. And for actors, study the craft. It's not like you can't wing it. There are a lot of techniques that you really got to learn. And if you're a filmmaker, make your own films, write your own scripts. Sometimes that's what it takes to really get your work out there. So just, you know, stay persistent and love what you do, and it'll all come together for you in the end.
That was great advice, Rachel. Thank you for being a guest on Island Living TV.
Yeah, no problem.
And I wish you the best in your current career and your future endeavors.
Oh, thanks so much. It was a pleasure being here.
Thank you. Remember, guys, it's RachelSuttonCasting.com.
Aloha.
Kereloha's ultra soft clothing is made of bamboo. Kereloha's bamboo apparel keeps you 3 degrees cooler than cotton and wicks moisture away from your body. They even fight odor so you stay clean and dry. Kereloha bamboo sheets are as soft as silk for a fraction of the price. We even offer free drop shipping to the continental US on all bamboo sheets and towels. Come and feel the difference of bamboo softness for yourself at our Kereloha store in Kauai, located at the Poipu Shopping Village. Kereloha, stay cool, wear bamboo.
Welcome to Ono Yo, serving naturally simple frozen yogurt that's deliciously good for you since 2010. We use the highest quality ingredients like real fruit, plain Greek yogurt, and fresh, seasonal, and local toppings. Here, you'll find unique local flavors like jackfruit, lilikoi, and papaya. Choose one of our tempting creations or build your own special bowl. Come join us and relax in our fun seating area. Treat yourself today.
Finally, we'll take a trip through the history of the town of Kona on Big Island's west coast. We'll hear about the daily lives of the earliest inhabitants, the events that changed and shaped the lives of Kona's residents, and the people and culture that make Kona one of the most unique places in the world.
Aloha, and welcome to Kona, known throughout its human history for its calm seas, balmy weather, and productive agricultural lands. These characteristics have attracted many different cultural groups over the years. The result is what you see in Kona today, a rich multicultural society created by different people coming over time and adapting their distinct cultures to a new environment. With plentiful food from the land and sea, Hawaiians flourished in Kona for many generations, and for hundreds of years after their arrival, world events did not affect the Polynesian culture. All that changed in January 1779, when Captain James Cook anchored in nearby Kealakekua Bay. The famed navigator, along with native Hawaiians, died here during a skirmish just a few short weeks later. This unfortunate incident did not, however, impede the steady flow of explorers and traders to the Sandwich Islands or the Kona district. Kona became a regular provisioning stop for European ships en route to Asia. When Kamehameha died at Kailua in 1819, an important cornerstone in traditional Hawaiian society was compromised when an ancient kapu, or prohibition, was broken, when Kamehameha's heir and two powerful queens ate together for the first time at Kailua. This single incident would put into motion a chain of events never before seen in Hawaiian culture. Throughout the kingdom, ancient temples were burned and god images destroyed in a general purging. It was into this religious vacuum that the first Christian missionaries arrived. During the first years of the mission at Kailua, at least two modest churches preceded Mokuaikaua Church before it was completed in 1837. Native Hawaiians adopted more than religious beliefs from the foreigners. Enamored with Western architecture, the Hawaiian chief, Kuakini, had a large two-story home constructed directly across from the church. There were other changes that came from abroad as well. Throughout the first half of the 19th century, European and American entrepreneurs attempted many commercial ventures in Hawaii, including agricultural crops. Hawaii's cattle industry was born in the Kona district when British navigator Captain George Vancouver unloaded the first sheep and cattle at Kealakekua Bay in 1793. Western innovations would once again compromise and challenge traditional Hawaiian culture. An important provision in the Mahele allowed for the purchase of land by foreigners for the first time. As a result, sizable ranches, coffee plantations, and other commercial agricultural crops were established in the Kona district. Beginning with the Chinese in the 1850s, a host of immigrants made their way to the isolated Kona district, where many found work. Portuguese families, who began arriving in the 1870s, settled throughout the district and initially worked coffee. The Japanese would also make a significant impression. Within 30 years of the first emigrants' arrival to the Kona district, around 1890, they would make up over 50% of the district's population and are most associated with the coffee industry. Today, you can see the rich texture of Kona's multicultural heritage in the faces of its people, in the dialect spoken, the foods eaten, and in the celebrations enjoyed by the community. The story of Kona and Hawaii is not that different from the rest of the world. Different groups of people settling in an area, adapting to the environmental conditions, then changing as waves of cultural groups moved through. Many of the sites where these events took place have been preserved and made accessible to the public. Hulihe'e Palace, Pu'uhonua Ohonaunau National Park, Amy B.H. Greenwell Ethnobotanical Garden, Kealakekua Bay State Historical Park are just a few of the many places you can experience Kona's rich cultural heritage.
Welcome to La Pahoehoe Train Museum. So the trains ran from 1909 till 1946, and in 1946 the tsunami hit and destroyed all of our rolling stock. There's much more than just a train museum. It includes sugar plantations and parts of the tsunami history. Kids love coming here. There's a place right on the lanai where they can play on the model train room, as well as going outside and watch the model trains running. Don't miss this opportunity to take a trip back in time at the La Pahoehoe Train Museum.
Pam and Bob Cooper would like to welcome you to the original Hawaiian chocolate factory, the first processing plant for making chocolate in the state of Hawaii and home of original Hawaiian chocolate. We are the first to grow, handpick, sun-dry and process only Hawaiian-grown cocoa beans, non-blended to assure purity and quality. The result is a unique and delicious signature chocolate of distinctive texture and taste.
Kealoha's ultra-soft clothing is made of bamboo. Kealoha's bamboo apparel keeps you 3 degrees cooler than cotton and wicks moisture away from your body. They even fight odor so you stay clean and dry. Kealoha bamboo sheets are as soft as silk for a fraction of the price. We even offer free drop shipping to the continental U.S. on all bamboo sheets and towels. Come and feel the difference of bamboo softness for yourself at our Kealoha store in Kauai, located at the Poipu Shopping Village. Kealoha, stay cool, wear bamboo.
Thank you for watching another episode of Island Living, 100% local, 100% original. Be sure to check us out at www.oc16.tv to watch our previous episodes. Aloha, and see you next time on Island Living. Mahalo to our sponsors,